Alafia to the family. It's your people's Babalawo, Eshuwala Arigun, and I'm back with another video for these spiritual streets, man. So before we get into it, man, y'all hit that like button, yo. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get the truth, spread it through the algorithm. Y'all know how we rock. I'm coming to you live and direct from Nigeria. Hit that like button, man. Let the truth be known for the world. So this situation that we're gonna speak on today is one that I'm going to handle with care because a life was lost, a small child in it. But it's also teachable, you know what I'm saying? And people have been asking me to react to this, commenting on posts and messaging me. So I looked into it and I seen what was going on. So I'm going to react to it for the family. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to react to it for the family. So without further ado, I'm going to play the video. I'm going to play the original video that I found, and then we'll break it down from there.
To wash the chicken blood on her hair.
Wait, why do you have chicken blood in your hair, though? Stop. I'm pretty curious. Like, how does that you gotta take our chicken blood. Then you got a Haitian brother who actually do.
So, if you see she has a white scarf on, and you can still see the blood that's actually coming out from underneath. So already the hairdresser is like, why do you have chicken blood in your hair? Okay, so let's get it.
No. I'm pretty curious. Like, how does that even happen? You gotta take our chicken blood. Then you got a Haitian brother who actually do.
Don't nobody give a fuck about you fanning. Fanning it ass.
Yeah, y'all see her. Hold on.
Okay. So let's add context. She shows up to the salon. She has chicken blood in her hair. She has it wrapped in white. And they wash it out. So what's being said is essentially the hairdresser's child dies the next day. Okay? The child dies the next day. And, you know, a lot of people jump to conclusions about witchcraft, all of these things of that nature. So we're going to get into it, the raw aspect. Now, I found another piece of information. And that is here. This post was made by the woman who was getting her hair done. So what does she say? She's commenting on a post that somebody put up in regards to the situation. And what she says is, she says, I seen this. I wasn't trying to respond because I really don't know what to say. I just wanted my hair done for my passport picture, but I needed my head cleaned before the appointment. My initial plan was to wash and blow dry my hair before I made it to her, but my baba said I needed to leave it in for an hour. I just needed a cleanse for protection. I'm not fighting no demons or nothing. If I would have known she was behind on heads, I definitely could have waited, but I didn't know. She thought it would be good content, but it backfired real bad. But she's done my hair multiple times before. So this leads a lot of clues, family. So first things first, she said, my baba said. So right there, we know we're likely dealing with Orisha tradition, whether it is Santaria Lukumi, whether it is traditional Isheshe. She's saying the word baba. She's likely dealing with some type of Yoruba tradition. Okay. The next thing that we know from the situation is this. What does she say? She said, I needed my head cleaned. I needed my head cleaned. So she likely had what done? A Ori feeding. An Ori feeding was likely done before she went to this hair appointment, y'all. Okay? So there's so much to break down with this. All right? Her baba tells her, wait at least an hour before you wash it out. And as it looks like it, she didn't wait the hour, right? She went to the salon and she had them wash it out instead. Family, there's a lot to unpack with that whole situation. There's a lot to unpack with it. You know what I'm saying? First things first. First things first. Um, when you feed Ori, immediately after, especially after a heavy feeding like that, where there's blood involved, your Ori is very sensitive at that point and it's vulnerable. This is why traditionally, after feeding Ori, you are told that you should limit your time outside, if not altogether. You know what I'm saying? So either don't go outside at all, or if you do go outside, wrap your head in white, make it brief, and bring your back home. Okay? That's first things first. When you feed Ori, it's vulnerable. And why are you told to wrap your head in white? Why are you told to, if possible, refrain from going outside? It's because when your Ori is in that state, you can pick up very negative energies outside very, very easily because your Ori is vulnerable, it's just getting fed, it's getting tampered with, and it's hardening again. It's fortifying itself again based on what you prayed for, based on what you gave it. Your Ori is now recalibrating. And so in that aspect of recalibration, and it's vulnerable. So you shouldn't go outside. Now, this is where it gets deeper. The protection goes two ways. When you feed that Ori, all the negativity, all of the things that's been building up in that Ori will then begin to do what? Seeping out of it and away from you. This is why you're told to wear white and wrap so that you can contain the Ori and you can neutralize negative energies with the white, with the color white. You understand? And so I don't know all the instructions that the Baba gave her. So I'm not gonna chastise the Baba, but what I will say is that I don't know if he told her to go outside or not. What I do know from what she's saying is he said wait an hour before washing it out. Right? The rest that should have came with those directions is don't go outside. Definitely don't get your hair done today because we just did spiritual work on your Ori. Don't let anybody touch it. Don't let anybody touch it for your safety and theirs. There's a lot going on. Ori is powerful, right? So the directions from the Baba should have been, don't go outside. If you do go outside, go after you've washed it out and make it brief. Wrap it in white, go to where you gotta go, come back home. No extended trips. No extended, I'm going to do a full grocery shopping in the store. No. Go and get your milk and bread, come back. Don't even stop for Pop-Tarts. You feel me? Get your milk and bread, come back. You know what I'm saying? Don't even stop for Rice Krispies. None of that. None of it. Right? Get your baby diapers and come home. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And when you do it, wrapped in white, family. Wrapped in white. Okay? Very important. Another aspect of this. The girl who had the Ori feeding. You have to know when you feed Ori, that is not the day to get your hair done, Queen. You said that you're taking your passport picture. Listen, I've taken plenty of passport pictures. At any day, you can go to CVS and get it done. It did not have to be right there. You feel what I'm telling you? You could have waited the next day or the day after that and got it done. You see what I'm saying, family? This is very important to understand because that ori is sensitive, and you didn't wash the blood out. You allowed somebody else to. So if you were getting your ori fed to cleanse, and the blood was sitting on your head, it's obviously now absorbed whatever bad things were seeping out of that ori. You were supposed to be the one to wash it out yourself instead of somebody else touching it, especially muggles, people who have nothing to do with spiritual practices. You know, I said, like on Harry Potter, muggles, you know what I'm saying? You let muggles touch your hair while there's negative things that are seeping out because you got it cleansed. You see what I'm saying? And that can have very bad results because here's the thing. In spiritual workings, if I take something bad off of you, it's going to be looking on where to attach itself next. And where would it attach itself to? The first place it will look is the person who took it off of me. That's who I attach myself to. So as a spiritual worker, you have to be fortifying yourself and cleansing often. Like me as a Babalawo, I have students, I have clients. And so even myself, I have to always be cleansing. I have to always be doing protection. I have to always be fortifying my home. I have to always be cleansing my family, my household, my wives, my children. Because when I'm pulling ajogun or the negative forces off of people, they will be looking at who took me off of this person. This person did. So I attach myself there. So now I have to put the protection so that what? It does not attach to me. So when the hairdresser cleaned the ori, when she went playing in the hair to clean it out, what is she doing? What is she doing spiritually? She's taking it out. So now where would that negativity look to go? The person who pulled it off, the hairdresser. I'll follow you home. You see? Very important, family. And let me put this caveat in there. Nobody really knows why the child passed away the next day. We can only infer. Only divination can truly tell us the totality of what happened. Because truly, true, the child could have passed with nothing to even have to do with anything that we're talking about today. Truly. But me being in this type of work and knowing, what this is, I can infer and taking educated guesses on what may have happened. Doesn't mean that is what happened, right? Because the child could have had anything going on. The child could have been having issues with egg bed. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? It could have been something generational. You don't truly know. But based on what's being said in front of us, we can go down this line of thought because why? In any instance, the things that I'm telling you are protocol that you should follow for your safety or others. Because why? It could happen in that way. It could happen in that way, right? So that's a caveat to it. Now, the other aspect to touch on is the hairdresser herself. As a hairdresser, honestly, and not just speaking to that sister, because once again, we don't know what truly caused the passing of the child. We don't truly know. It could be a whole nother thing. But just as common practice for hairdressers, I'm not speaking to the sister, I'm speaking to hairdressers and barbers. If somebody comes in with blood on their hair, you shouldn't serve them today. You just shouldn't. And that's not just for spiritual reasons, it's for legal reasons. I don't know where this blood came from. I don't know if you done cracked somebody in the head. I don't know if somebody done cracked you upside the head, and then in the midst of you struggling with them, something happened to them, and now I'm washing out the evidence. I don't know what the hell you got going on. You feel me? Because blood is red when it hits oxygen. So I don't know if it's chicken blood, human blood, dog blood, turtle blood. I don't know. I just know it's blood, and I wasn't there when it got on your head. So I'm not touching it for legal reasons, and I'm not touching it for sanitary reasons. I don't know who this blood came from. I don't know what ailments the person had with this blood leaked from. I don't want to be the start of a next epidemic because I done touched some crazy blood, and next thing you know, I'll wake up in dawn of the dead. I don't want none of that going on. Phone him. I don't. So I'm not touching the head that got blood on it. I'm just not. And once again, that's just for people who do hair. You know, my wife, Ifa, when she went through her training and schooling for hair, they taught her that if somebody comes even with a scratch on their head that's still open or a wound, don't deal with their head. Don't deal with their head. And there could be a plethora of reasons. It could protect you. What if the blood actually came from them in a way that when you do their hair, now they get an infection or something like that, and then it turns into a lawsuit because they say it's your fault? Like, I don't know. There's just so many reasons not to touch somebody's head that has blood on it. And the woman who got the uri feeding done said that the hairdresser wanted to use it as content. All money ain't good money. All clout ain't good clout. You know what I'm saying? That thing right there where you touching blood, you don't really want to touch that one. You know what I'm saying? So those are like kind of the takeaways that I see out of this situation, family. And y'all just have to be spiritually aware, realize the strength of the traditions that you're in, the strength of your own ori, you know, and spiritual hygiene. Spiritual hygiene is so important because spiritual hygiene, if spiritual hygiene is not respected, this is how you transmit spiritual disease, spiritual ailments, because of lack of spiritual what? Hygiene. Spiritual hygiene is very important, family, to protect yourself, to protect others. Spiritual hygiene. You know, I could take you around my house and show you all type of things I got laying around that is for protection, cleansing, all of these things, all type of mops that I make, and things like that to keep my family secure, to keep them safe, man. People wonder why we can't get Brujo, why we can't get Eshuwale. They putting work on me from Nigeria to South America and in between. They wondering why we can't get them. It take a lot to get an Omo Eshu. Spiritual hygiene, family, is very important, y'all. You know, so once again, I want to say condolences to the sister. You know, nobody likes to see lives that get lost. Once again, we don't know why. We don't know why, right? But I'm just giving y'all a protocol for the future, just because that whether that situation with that child was on behalf of this situation with the salon or not, it could happen. It could happen. It don't mean it did in this instance, but it could. And so this is how we protect ourselves. And, you know, as a priest of Ifa, I'm here to tell you from a Yoruba perspective how these things are viewed and looked at. And, you know, it ties into a universal standpoint as well when we're dealing with higher self and things like that, right? Cleansing negative energies, positive energies, how they attach to people. Okay. So I hope that everybody has gotten an understanding. Once again, like this video, share the video, pass the knowledge on. Pass the knowledge on so the next person can be protected. You know what I mean? And y'all be blessed, man. I'll catch you on the next one. Or